Okay, let's have a little conversation about Clarence Thomas here for a hot second. So I have been trying to do a bit of a research and deep dive on him, and I'm kind of skimming through his autobiography. So he did write an autobiography in 2007 that is pretty detailed, and so I'm working my way through it. But here's a couple of things that I've learned about him that I thought would be interesting. And by the way, I am in no way trying to humanize this man at all. I just want to share some information, some facts. Now, the title of his memoir is called My Grandfather's Son, and his grandfather really did raise him. So when he was born to a teenage mother, his father left the home like when he was around a toddler, and his mother, despite her best efforts, could not take care of the family. They lived in really, really poor conditions in a little town called Pinpoint, Georgia. And interestingly enough, he did grow up speaking Gullah. Now, this is something that he said himself. He did an interview with some high school kids a few years ago, and this is a direct quote from him. When I was 16, I was sitting as the only black kid in my class, and I had grown up speaking a kind of dialect. It's called Geechee. Some people call it Gullah now, and people praise it now, but they used to make fun of us all back then. It's not standard English. When I transferred to an all-white school at your age, I was self-conscious like we all are. I was trying to speak standard English. I was thinking in standard English, but speaking in another language. So I learned. I just started developing a habit of listening, and I just didn't ask questions. I just listened. He was super self-conscious about the way that he sounded, and he forced himself to have a more American or standard English way of speaking. In fact, this memoir, at least the parts that I'm reading, he's very much I wasn't black enough for the black kids, I wasn't white enough for the white kids. It's all up and through this memoir from what I've been reading and through all the research that I've done of him. So when he lived with his mother in Pinpoint, Georgia, they were pretty poor, very much below poverty. They didn't even have a bathroom or running water. But she sent him and his brother to live with his grandfather, and they actually then got to live sort of what would be considered a middle-class life for black people at that time. His grandfather only had a third grade education, so educating him and his brother was very, very important. He went to Catholic school, and he says that while he was at Catholic school, he had a nickname, ABC, America's Blackest Child. And this was an all-black Catholic school, mind you. And he says that they kind of had a caste system, and if you were dark-skinned, you were on the bottom of that caste. So, like and follow for more, because there is a bit more.